How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the Nerfing Truth, where we give you honest reviews and the truth about Nerf and other foam blasters. Today we will be reviewing the Nerf Elite Rapidstrike. This is the elite version of the Stampede, essentially, which is actually a full auto blaster. So, what does the blaster come with? Well, comes with the actual Rapidstrike itself, and it comes with a fully clear 18 dart clip with 18 darts. Now, I've seen some of the Rapidstrikes come with black tip darts. I would have liked it if mine had come with that, but of course it actually came with the yellow tipped ones. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. Now, if you watched my last video, I know that Target and Walmart still have it for about $26. It usually retails for about $40. Also, this blaster takes C-size batteries. They're stored in the compartment in the front here. So basically, essentially, when you're going out to get this blaster, you can add another $6 to the price tag. Also, I've seen it on Amazon for about $24. Now, these prices are predicted not to be seen again once they go away until Black Friday, just to make it a Black Friday deal. So if you're looking to get this blaster, I highly recommend going out and doing it, saving yourself some money. Now, how does this blaster work, and what are some of the components of it? This blaster actually has 5 tactical rail attachments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and the bottom makes 5. It's also got the jam door located here, just in case something jams up, as well as a built-in sight, which actually looks through here to the front of the gun and lines up with this. That built-in sight is pretty accurate, except for, I don't really like being that low down to the blaster. It also has an extendable stock. Now, that's something that I think Nerf has done that's very smart, especially because this is meant to be both a kid's blaster and an adult blaster. I like that they're recognizing that adults use their blasters as well. So, if you're a kid, you can easily handle it like this. If you're an adult, this is actually very comfortable and feels nice. So now, one of the things that I did not like about its predecessor was that it was so heavy with the D-volt batteries. C's are essentially, around about the same way, especially since it takes 4 of them, but they store them in the front of the blaster, which makes it a lot easier to deal with than with the Stampede. When they were in the back of the blaster, it made it super heavy in the back and wasn't very comfortable to hold. This is definitely a heavier blaster, but it is more comfortable to hold, and I don't see much of a problem with it. As you've noticed, I'm not exactly a ripped buff guy. So in order to fire the blaster, simply insert the magazine. It will not rev without a magazine. So you insert the magazine, you rev it up just like you would a Strife with this button, and then you hold the trigger. And there we have a jam. Awesome. So, of course, jammed. It's actually something I haven't had too much of a problem with, but it has occurred. And the funny part is, I think it may actually be that dart that jams it up, not the blaster itself. That is one of the new darts that it came with, but you never know. It could just be the dart, especially since it fired perfectly fine after that one. So I've since discarded that dart to the side to try and avoid that problem. So this blaster, as you can see, is fully automatic. Its rate of fire is pretty dang good. So let's go over some of the numerical values for it, shall we? So first up, firing range. This fires the same distance as any elite gun will, which is 75 feet arced. It's pretty effective at 40 feet, which is pretty standard issue, especially for a flywheel blaster. So we'll go ahead and give that range a 9 out of 10. Now the accuracy for this blaster, as you know, when you put more darts through a flywheel even more rapidly, it tends to slow the darts and make them go out of control a little bit. However, this blaster, you are able to hit the target with about 12 out of the 18 darts pretty regularly. So we'll go ahead and give that a 7 out of 10. Reliability, I have had some jam issues which seem to mostly stem from the darts and not the blaster itself, but still that does take reliability down to an 8 out of 10. The firing rate, as being an automatic blaster to where I don't have to wear my finger out trying to get a heavy firing rate, gives it a 10 out of 10. And the capacity, since it is a clip-fed blaster, that gives it up to 35 rounds capacity. If you're using a old N-Strike mag that can hold that much, you're really only limited by your magazine size. So that goes ahead and gives it a 10 out of 10, which gives it a overall rating of a 9 out of 10. I had actually no idea that it would be that high, but it does actually make sense. This is a well-rounded blaster. Now, like I have said, I really like the extendable stock, easy to store, easy to use. I know that was a little corny, but bear with me here. I also like the customizability of this blaster with it having 5 different attachment points. Obviously, you know, I can easily mount a flashlight on this side. If I want, maybe a laser pointer, a grip, an actual sight. I don't know what else I would attach to the front here, but I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could think of something. But that's actually really nice. I would definitely recommend this blaster for Nerf wars, for HVZ, whatever you want to use it for. Now, the modding potential is only if you know electric wires pretty well and how to do that. I'm going to include some videos of some great mods out there, especially the Dahmer by Coop. That thing's just ridiculous. And as well as a few other videos where people have actually taken the voltage and separated it to a couple of batteries run the actual, I forgot what it's called, but the thingamajigger that pushes the Nerf darts through into the flywheel. I know it's very technical terms, as well as the actual flywheel. So that gives it insane rate of fire. You can of course add the flywheels that you would to Strife into this just to increase the voltage as well. Basically every mod you're doing is about the voltage. I will not be modding this blaster, as basically you have to mod the electrical components, and me as a modder, I'd rather do mechanical. Basically once you open this blaster up, you have to snip a wire, which forces you to do that stuff. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got some great videos coming up, including Thursday we will be doing a Rapidstrike versus Strife video. Now that will be the modded Strife where I've removed the mechanical locks. That video is on my channel if you haven't seen so already, but that will allow the rate of fire to be relatively the same and allow a good comparison. So subscribe, like, view, recommend it to friends, do all that good stuff, and you guys stay classy.